Hey guys, welcome back to Srishti Tech Academy. In this video, let us learn the difference between put and patch mapping in REST API using Spring Boot. Let us understand what are they, what is the difference between them, how to use it and when to use it. Let us get started. What is put? Put is a HTTP method. It is used for a full update. Whenever the client sends the data using put request, the entire resource will be replaced with a new resource with the data that is given by the client. Then what is patch? Patch is also a HTTP method. It is used for partial update. Whenever you want to update only one or two properties, in that scenario you will be using patch update, as in send only the properties that has to be updated in the backend. For example, in my application, I want to update only the email and city of the user. In this scenario, it is better to use patch mapping rather using put mapping. Now, let us see an example of how put and patch request is sent by the client. In case of put, the URL is user/101. 101 is the user ID. In case of patch, also the URL that is coming from the client is user/101. Here 101 is the user ID. Now in case of put, you need to pass a completely new resource. This resource will replace the existing resource which is already available in the backend. So that is put mapping. In case of patch mapping, send only the properties that has to be updated in the backend. In my case, I want to update only the city, so we are sending this particular property alone. Okay. Now with that understanding, let us get started with the coding part. I have already created a REST API. The domain model that we are going to work with is user. This is my user class having user ID, username, password, email, city and mobile. I am having the corresponding DTO class. This is my user repository which extends JPA repository. I have the service layer where I have 4 methods. Let alone the first 2 methods. The third method, update user, is using put mapping. The fourth method, update user properties, is using patch mapping. Okay. Now let me come to the user controller. Let us start from here. In this case, I have 2 methods. One method annotated with @put mapping. The URL is user/user ID. The second method is annotated with @patch mapping. The URL is user/user ID. So the URL looks the same. What is the data that is sent to the backend server? In this case, we are passing the user ID as a path variable. Together with that, we are sending the complete new resource which goes in the request body. So, I am creating a new resource and sending it to the backend for updating. So, here the new resource will replace the existing one. In the second case, I am sending only the properties that has to be updated in the backend. I am not sending the user DTO object, rather I am creating a map. Map is a key value pair. The key is the property, value is the value that has to be updated in the backend. I have not written any code for this. The complete implementation will be done in user service IMPL. Of course, we will do that. Together with that, I am having the YAML file with all the appropriate properties. My application is running in port number 8081. Now let us get started. Let me start from user controller. The only work that I need to do is, I need to call the method of user service. I have already auto-wired user service. So let me call the method. User service dot update user by passing the user ID and the user DTO object. This has to be a response entity. I need to wrap it up. So let me just copy this. Response entity dot OK, user service dot update user. In the second case, the method alone is different. So let me copy till this part. Control space, update user properties, which also takes user ID, but the second parameter is a map which has a list of key values. The keys are properties, the values are the values that has to be updated in the backend. Okay. So now our controller is ready. Let us do the implementation in the service IMPL. Okay. This method uses put mapping and this method uses patch mapping. Okay. What is the first step? Because we are having user ID, first I need to check whether the user is available in the database. So get the user from the database. So the method is user repository dot find by ID dot get. This has to return a user object. But I will remove get. If it is available, return me the user object. Or else throw an exception. I have not created any user defined exception. If you want, you can create your own user defined exception also. Let me use the inbuilt exception, that is runtime exception. Or else throw, write the logic for supplier. New runtime exception. Let me pass it as invalid ID. So in this case, if the user is available, it will return the user object, or else it will throw an exception. Once I have got the user object, I need to update this user object with this user DTO values and then save the new user object. So here let me have it as existing user. So here it is, populate the user object properties from the DTO object properties. So this is going to be existing user dot set city by passing user DTO dot get city. This is actually a workaround. Is there any other way by which we can do it? Whenever you want to convert from DTO to entity or from entity to DTO, you can use the inbuilt class model mapper. It is available as an external third-party library. You can add it to pom.xml, AutoWire model mapper, and you can use it. So that I have done it here already. If you notice, I have done it over here. Mapper.map. Here I am converting the DTO object into user. Then again I am converting the user object into DTO and sending it back to the client. So same way here also we can do. But if I am trying to convert, I am getting the values from DTO and I am populating user. In this case, the ID is not available in user DTO object because we are not sending the ID in the request body. So your ID will become null. But there are different methods in mapper class, that is model mapper class, like add mapping, wherein you can say that you skip the ID alone. Remaining values alone you do the mapping, skip the ID. There are few methods available. I don't want to go deep into that. So now let us do it manually. Populating the existing user object with the values that is sent by the client. Set email user DTO dot get email. Next, existing user dot, let me complete all. Only these four properties can be updated by the client. User ID and username cannot be updated. So I have set all the four properties. Already username is available in user. User ID is also available in user. I have not touched that at all. Now what next? We need to call save method of repository. So the method is user repository dot save by passing the existing user entity. The return type is an updated user. Now again I am using the mapper object, mapper.map, convert the updated user into user DTO object. Add a return statement. So this is how we will be writing the logic for put mapping. Remember, in this case I am having only 4 properties. What if I am having 10 to 15 properties? This is not possible. In those scenarios, please do work with any library that helps you to convert from DTO to entity or entity back to DTO. So in my case, I have used model mapper. I have created a bean of model mapper in the main class and I have auto-wired it in the service implementation. Okay. So all set. Now same thing, let us do it for patch mapping. In case of put mapping, the old resource is completely replaced by an entire new resource. That's what we have seen. Now let us move on to patch mapping. The first step is get the user from DB using ID or else throw exception. Or else throw exception. Let me add that too. I'll copy it from here and I will add it over here. Okay. What next? In this case, updates is a map. So we need to iterate through this updates map. It has a key value pair. Check the key. If the key is a particular property, set that value to the user object. Say for example, if the key is password, this means the client wants to change the password. So set it to the existing user object which we have got here. If the key is city, set the city to the existing user object. Means we are getting the updated value and we are setting it over here. What if I want to update 4 to 5 properties? In that case, it's better that we will use a switch case rather than if else. So let us get started. Iterate through the map. So in our case it is updates. So this is updates dot for each. It takes by consumer, which means it takes key value pair. Key comma value. Let me add a round bracket. Arrow method body. Inside this, let us add the switch case. The switch is used for checking the properties. The property can be any of these 4. It can be city, email, mobile or password. If the client tries to give an irrelevant property, then I need to throw an exception. So this is the key. It can be city or password or email or mobile number. If the client tries to give any other property other than this, then in this scenario we have to throw an exception. Okay, now let me add the switch case. Switch key, curly braces, case. The first case is mail. If the client has passed mail as a property in the patch request, capture it. Now I need to set the updated mail value to the user object. Existing user dot set mail. How to set the value? This is the value that we have got. Value actually is an object, because in case of map we have got string. The value type is object. So you need to explicitly downcast it. Let me add it here. It is giving me an error. So now I will downcast it. String value. It is set to email, I think. Now the error is gone. So similarly, let us do it for city. Existing user dot set city by passing value. I'll get an error. I need to downcast it to string. Same is the case for password and mobile. So let me copy paste and modify it. In case of mobile, it is of data type long. So let us downcast it to long. Okay. Now the existing user object is updated with the new values for certain properties. Once it is done, that is after the for each, here we need to do this process. Call save method of repo and complete the process. Updated user is equal to user repository dot save and mapper dot map. Convert the updated user object into user DTO object. Okay, all set. I hope it is clear. In the second case, we are updating only few properties on the existing user object. If the client is sending only mail, update mail. If the client is sending mail and city, it means map will run twice while iterating. First time it will update mail, second time it will update city. Okay, what is that I have missed? Break statement. And of course, if any other property other than this is coming, I need to throw an exception. That also I have missed. So let me add that. That is, let us have a default case. If none of the properties match, it will come here. So let me throw an exception. Throw new illegal argument exception. So let me give it as invalid key. or invalid property or invalid field, whatever you want. Plus key. There is an error in the controller. Let me check that also. One bracket is missing. Okay. All set now. Guys, just like how you are creating a REST API, I have created it. I have added few users to the database and I am having a method to get by ID. Other than that, I am not having any other method. Just two methods to work on: put mapping and patch mapping. Okay. The real implementation happens only in the service IMPL. So this is the place where we are providing the proper implementation. If it is put mapping, the old resource will be replaced by a completely new resource. Remember, even if the client is going to change only one single property, the complete object will be replaced in the backend based on what the client has given. As in case of put mapping, if the client gives only city, he has not provided any of this means, what will happen? The whole data will be replaced by city. Username will become null, password will become null, email will become null, city is the value what the user has given, mobile also will become 0. So I hope it is clear. Even if you are going to change one single property using put mapping, it is mandatory that you need to pass the complete object in request body. Only then the old one will be replaced by a new one. If you don't pass the complete object, if you are passing only one single property, the old property will be replaced by the new one. The values for the other properties will be null or 0. But in case of patch mapping, if you are passing only one single property, that property alone will be updated. Now let us test the application. Let me run the application. Right click, run as Spring Boot app. The application will run in port number 8081. Let me open Postman. To start with, first let us add a new object to the database. Let me click send. 200 OK. It has to return me the newly created object with the user ID. Let us check in the database also. Select star from user. Okay. Now I want to update only the mail ID and the password of this particular user. Let me use only put mapping. Select put. Go to the body part. Change the password and the mail ID. And now click send. In this case, please understand, the complete object will replace the old existing object which is there in the database. Okay, the URL is wrong. What is that I have missed? /2 in the path variable. Click send. Now I have got the new updated user object where we have changed the password and the mail ID. Okay, now what I will do is, I am just going to send email alone. Let me again change the email to the backend. In this case, what will happen? The old resource, that is the old user object, values will be removed, replaced by null except for email. Let us check it out. Let me click send. Now you can see that user ID, you cannot change it as we have discussed. Username also is maintained. Let me see why username is maintained. What about password and city? It is null. Mobile also is 0. So I hope it is clear. This is all about put mapping. In case of put mapping, the old resource is replaced by an entirely new resource. Now let us try the same thing for patch mapping. So let me start with the first flow. Let me add a new object. Let me add a new user to the database. Okay. Go here, select post, remove /2, click send. A new user is added to the database. Select star from user. Okay. Now come back. Let us try with patch mapping. In case of patch mapping, the URL is user/3. Now I just want to update email and city. Let me change the email from RAP to RAP123 and change the city from Bangalore to Pune. So in this case, only the email and city will be updated for the existing user object. It's not going to create a new resource. Click send. So it's throwing me an internal server error. First let us check it out why it is coming. Let me scroll up. Invalid field email. So this means this exception is coming from the default case. So let us go to the service IMPL. Okay. Here I have given it as mail. In my user, the property is email. That is why I am getting this error. If the field or the property what the client is sending doesn't match with the property of the user, it has to throw an exception. But in our case, the client has given it properly. He has given it as email. But it is my mistake that instead of email, I have given it as mail. So this property is not available. So it is coming to this default and throwing an exception. Let me save, relaunch. Let me go to Postman. Enter. Now if you notice, the email and city is only updated from the existing user object. Okay. Fine. We were discussing about the put mapping. In case of put mapping, if I am just passing these two, what will happen? User ID will be same. Username also will be same. Why? We were discussing about that. Why? Because if you notice, we are updating only these four properties. User ID and username, we are not touching it at all. So that is intact. Okay. So in this case, email and city alone will be replaced. Password will be null and mobile will be 0. So let me change it here. Okay. Click send. User ID and username is preserved. Password is null because in the new object you have not passed password. Email and city is replaced. Mobile is 0. Okay. I hope it is clear. So in case of put mapping, the existing resource is replaced by a completely new resource with the new values that is sent by the client. In case of patch mapping, send only the fields that has to be updated. So the existing user object itself is getting updated with only the new properties that is sent by the client. Okay, when to use what? It is very simple to understand. If you are having more than 5 to 6 properties to be updated, it is better to go in for put mapping. If you are having only 1 or 2 properties to be updated, you can use patch mapping. Okay, this is all about put and patch mapping. Guys, if you are looking forward to learn Spring Boot in detail with real world examples, please do check out my course that is given in the description window. That's it. Thank you.